how we measure success. So I was having this delightful conversation with my baby sister, Steffi, yesterday. Some of y'all call her Stephanie. Hey. So she was talking about how she had meditated on the fact that we measure success by the things that we don't have rather than the things we do have. I thought, that's good. You know, so let me repeat that. We measure success, by the things that we don't have rather than the things that we do have. You think about that for a minute. Now, everybody is different. Everybody's opinions are different. And to me, the definition of success will vary from person to person. So just because one person thinks it's, that they have to achieve this, this, and this for them to be successful doesn't necessarily mean the next person will think the same. So, I looked up the different definitions of success. And one definition is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. Another, the attainment of popularity or profit. And a third, a person or thing that achieves desired aims or attains prosperity. Now, Webster's Dictionary defined it as the act of getting or achieving wealth, respect, or fame. Some people may not agree with that. Truthfully, whatever you desire and whatever, you have going on helps you to establish your own level of success. So, two things that I think people equate to being successful is money and power. But that's not always the case. So just because somebody is extremely wealthy or holds a high position somewhere, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are successful. I guess in worldly standards, perhaps they would be. However, I think success also goes internally. So you're talking about one's well-being, your level of wisdom and your growth and aspirations, the things that you achieve on a daily basis, the goals that you meet for yourself weekly, monthly, yearly, however it is, it doesn't mean that you're not successful because you don't have a huge bank account or because you're not a CEO. That does not define your level of success. So it's a very personal thing, a very individualized thing. And I think for all of us, those who are trying to obtain some level of success, we need to redefine it for ourselves. We need to take a look at ourselves and decide what is successful for me. Am I reaching my goals? Am I doing the things that I need to do in order to be who I'm trying to be? So, in that case, you may change your whole thinking process as it relates to being successful and come to find that you are actually successful in your own right, which makes perfect sense to me. Then you have, let me tell you Maya Angelou's definition of success. Success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. That's good. But then there was another quote I read that says success is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Those were two successful people. Edison was the second quote. And one person was saying you really have to work on internal being and what you're doing. It's a combination of more than one thing. Whereas he was saying it's got to be pretty much blood, sweat, and tears in order to be successful. You got to be working harder than someone else. You got to be getting up before daylight. You got to be going to bed after everybody is asleep. You're going to continually be focused and working on the things that would allow you to achieve the goals that you're trying to achieve. That would be success for some. But again, we don't have to put that term in a box and only utilize it if it relates to money and power. So, you have to get up and run the day, or else the day runs you. Every day, you can set a goal and then crush that goal. Whatever it may be, however big or however small, you know. I heard somebody say that there is 5 seconds in between thought and action. And so if you don't go ahead and do what you think when you think it, be it positive, you know, I'm not talking negative, but if it was something positive and you thought it and you didn't do it within 5 seconds or less, your brain may tell you not to do it, because we are naturally wanting to be comfortable. You know, our bodies, it's going to protect us, and we're not about experiencing hurt or discomfort or any type of affliction or pain. You know, that's just not how we're wired to want to feel. So sometimes we don't get to achieve the level of success we want because we want to be comfortable. We stay at a complacent state, and anything that is stretched beyond that limit, we will go back from, because we are afraid of experiencing hurt or discomfort or some level of pain, you know, just something that you don't know is what the outcome is really going to be. But if you would take small steps towards your goal or your definition of success, ultimately you will find that you are achieving just that. So, you know, instead of backing down, face it. Instead of saying, you know, okay, well, this just hurts, you know, walking away from my job, or trying to fix my marriage, or letting my children go, whatever it is, those things you have to go ahead and do so that you can begin to be who you are trying to become. You are not going to get it without discipline, which is something that some people struggle with as well. We have to be disciplined in our thoughts and in our actions. So, you know, when you think about the way we think and the way we're wired, we think, whatever we think, it becomes just that. So whatever your thought process may be, if you're thinking I'm a loser, then you likely are a loser. You know, if I'm thinking I'm successful, then I'm going to create that success. I have to dig deep on the inside of myself on a daily basis in order to achieve the things that I set out to achieve. And sometimes we don't miss the mark. Well, sometimes we don't make the mark, But, you know, you think about how easily people give up in their mind and in their actions. You know, you could be having a thought of what you want to do, how you want to change, or how you're going to achieve something. And in those few seconds, you switch it off. And you think about all the reasons why you shouldn't, why you can't, why you're not going to be able to do it. When really, you know, it's in those few moments you should be telling yourself, yes, I can do it. And then get up and begin to do something according to what you were thinking. That's the only way the change actually occurs. The change starts with your mind and your thought process. And if your thoughts change, then your actions will change. And if your actions change, the results are going to change. To me, that's success. That in itself, if we could do those things, you are creating a new level of success for yourself. Just like that. You could think that you have to do something like someone else, but as I always say, that definitely is not the truth. TV, you know, your surroundings, whatever the case is that has caused you to believe that your only way of being successful is whatever you have visualized, it's likely inaccurate, because it just starts with you, and it starts with your mind, it starts with your heart, your own soul. Whatever you're trying to obtain yourself, that's what you need to go after, and then that is your level of success, and that's good. So don't measure it according to someone else's standards. Don't measure it based on, you know, imagery, because images are big. And so when we see people on social media, on TV, in real life, when you see somebody who has some of the things you think you deserve or desire, yet you haven't really worked to obtain those things, you know, you may feel like, I'm not enough, I'm inadequate, you know, being who I am is just not sufficient. But that's wrong, because again, whoever or whatever it is you like to achieve, you have your own rights to achieve just that. And no matter what it is, again, it's your own level of success. So, you know, each person is going to be doing a different thing. Rightfully so. It's what we were created to do. We come together for different reasons, but we are set apart, you know. You can't always blend in with everything and everybody. Sometimes it's good to stand out. Sometimes it's great to be different and be unique in what you're doing and who you are and how you do it, because you bring something special all by yourself, purposely. That's what it's supposed to be. So, you know, sometimes I think that we get so caught up in negative thinking that we don't realize what we are putting out, and what we put out, that's what we get back. So as much as you'd like to have a great life, or you'd like to lose weight, or you'd like to be married, those things will not come if your thought process does not change. And I get it. The mind is a battlefield. You know, you go to all types of war internally in your own mind. Nobody else around. It's just you and your thoughts. And they dictate what type of day you have. They dictate what type of life you have, truthfully. Because if your thought pattern doesn't change and you stay the same, things stay the same. And I know that's bad, as you know, it's hard, and people think, you know, I don't know how to be positive. I don't know how to think positive. Everything is so bad. Listen, I'm telling you, you control your mind. Don't let your mind control you. You need to start praying about your thoughts, and you need to pray for God to remove the thoughts that are not of Him, that you continually have, that are causing you to be hindered and blocked from your blessings, or from being a better person, achieving your type of success, so on and so forth. That's not going to change again until your thoughts change. And I'm telling you, your thoughts are everything. Because those thoughts become actions, and those actions are going to be your results. I said that already, but I'm just reiterating it because it's true. If you would take the time to turn it off, whenever you begin to have a bad thought, you got to learn to tell the devil, I gave that to God. I'm not even worrying about that. I'm not thinking about that. I'm not going there today. And every time, if it comes to your mind 157 times in one day, 157 times you need to say, I'm not going there. I've given it to God. And then change your thought process. Speak what you want it to be. So when you wake up in the morning, I am successful. When you're looking in the mirror, I am successful. That's what you need to be saying. And then you create that. And all day long, you continue to allow your thoughts to be what they need to be in order to succeed. You are successful. You are adequate. You are sufficient. You are enough. It's not enough for me to think it. It's not enough for the people around you to think it.
Michael,
it's all about you. Make it about you. It's not selfish to think about yourself and your well-being and where you're trying to go in life. I don't care the age. I don't care the race. I don't care the religion. If you are alive and well, you need to be doing what it is you're supposed to be doing in order to make a difference. That's for real. So, I'm hoping that your mind is changed and that your thought process is getting on track and up to speed, you know, to where God would have it be. So I'm praying for you all this week. I'm hoping that things go very well for you in all that you may do. I want you to do what you do best, and that's being you. That about wraps it up for today. My shout out goes to my wonderful husband, Mr. Philip King. Y'all, he's behind the scenes. But without him, I would be unable to do just what I'm doing. Blessings to you. I hope you have a great week. Thank you.
That's it? We should thank you for that encouraging, uplifting word.
Thank you for having me.
Keep on doing